This is Winslow, Listening Post Alpha. Report 256. Following my previous reports, Subject HB annihilated what was left of the tangos in the area. The subject even managed to free 6 from the tower. I have observed them all for markers, but they don't exhibit any. A lot has happened back at that cave. Working together, they've raised up a bunkhouse, a storehouse, and even the starts of a blacksmith. I know my voice might betray me as impressed, but it's because I am. The subject, appears to be the linchpin though. Director, I know that every listening post thinks that their one is the one, but I'm telling you right now, HB is positive for nearly every single marker. The tangos are still observing, albeit from a distance. I have remained concealed and unknown. However, a rare opportunity presented itself, and I know I will get reprimanded for this. I captured one of them. One of the prisoners HB released. She knows as much as I would expect her to know, which is very little at this stage. However, my line of questioning may have compromised her. I'm going to have to request transfer for her, so I'll have her loaded in the tube by the time this message reaches you. If you comply, she's ready for transfer, and if not, I will follow the protocol. Believe me when I say this, Commander, I am a rational man. I don't believe in fate, destiny, but I think we've found her. Commander, this is Thea. I'm certain of it. And the longer we wait, the higher the chances are that the enemy will do something drastic. I will await further command. This is Winslow, Listening Post Alpha. Over and out.
Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm, Innawood. And I'm very glad to say that again. It has been a while since we had our last episode of Cataclysm, and well, a lot has happened in that time. Like, a lot has happened. We're on the 25th day of spring at the moment. We have a Hilma that is hungry, tired, and thirsty, and extremely weary because, oh boy, has she been busy, as have our folks here. Thankfully, no one else has mysteriously gone missing during this time. Sync is the only one. Arturo is still out there in the world. He is currently, well, it says he's here, but he's actually up here continuing to chip away at that wood and at the same time get us a whole heap of wood, which is very, very handy. But down here, we have our completed storehouse. Now, this can be expanded upon further. So we can go even further back down the bottom to the south here, but this is more than enough space. We will never fill this place up, even with the extreme amount of resources that we are going to be gathering here. And believe me, we have a pretty ridiculous amount of resources at the moment, especially when it comes to wood, because Arturo has constantly been going out there to cut logs for us, which is fantastic. We also have a very large amount of wood chips, and that's something that we're going to be able to do something with. But I'll leave that bit of commentary until we've finished our tour. You'll notice that we have actually taken all of the windows out here, and that's just to save on resources. We don't actually need to have light in here, or at least light from the outside, and it saves our folks from trying to dive through the windows, which is something that they will try to do. And you can't afford to break glass when you're out in the wild like this. But yes, many resources stashed over here. And we have moved the bulk of our supplies over here because there is enough distance between this point here and our home that it kind of doesn't read things when we're over here. So if we have things in the other stockpile, if we're interacting with this bulletin board, it might not actually pick up some of the things that are there, which is unfortunate. We haven't shifted much of our production over yet, other than an anvil, which we have there right now. And yeah, it's not much of a blacksmith, is it? It's all outside. I mean, some of it is covered by a roof, so this area is roofed over the top here. But yeah, it's pretty basic, and we can do some basic things with it. We can't make nails yet, but we can make charcoal, and charcoal is something that we're going to be using for pretty much everything at this stage. And yeah, this is the eastern building that we've made here, so that's going to take up a bit of the space, and so you can see it's kind of already over a little bit of where the farm was. If we pop on over here and have a look at our bulletin board, we can see some of the things that we can do. Obviously, we can expand out some more bedrooms, yet again, something that we aren't going to need. But heading on over to the east, we can see what we need to upgrade. Now, there was something that I had to do to be able to get to this point with the workshop. There was a special item that was required, a small lock and key. You cannot make that. Doesn't matter how much skill you have, if you have the books, if you have the know-how, you can't make it. Which unfortunately is a bit of an oversight, so I had to patch it so that we could. And perhaps that's something that we'll see change in the future, but unfortunately I couldn't wait for that to happen. So that is the only strange alteration that I did there. But yet again, it is nothing that Hilma and her folks here couldn't have done, because at the end of the day, we don't really need to have a lock and key. And really all that was for this here, the locker. That's it. I mean, we could have just had a latch on it. That's the way that I see it. We shouldn't let that hold us back from being able to do something. There are lots of things that reasonably we shouldn't be able to do, and we're not going to be cheating our way around that, but that was something that just rationally made sense. But yes, for our next upgrade here, we need to have 2 anvils, we need to have 2 big steel drums, we need to have some welding rods or some wire, many pipes, some sheep, like lots and lots of sheet metal. So there is a ton of smelting that needs to happen here. And unfortunately at this stage, there isn't too much that we can actually do at this place. However, crafting charcoal will be useful. You can see that we have 5,000 pieces of splintered wood, so converting that splintered wood into charcoal is going to be really good for us to do. So that's the first thing that we're going to set up. Right, batch crafting charcoal, 77. I am hoping it will ask us what we want to make it out of. It isn't going to. Well, that is unfortunate. That is rather unfortunate. I truly do hope that it's not going to use the sticks or the logs. It probably used the logs. Interesting that we can't designate what we want it to be. Oh well, I'm sure that'll turn out perfectly fine. Let's not worry about that for now. We do actually want to make sure that we keep some of our folks here, because they are going to be very useful when it comes to trying to smelt all of the iron, all of the steel that we need, and just the ridiculous number of pipes and everything else that comes from it. Samo, you're being a good dog. We'll go and just play with you for a few minutes there. There we are. That's one happy dog. Heading back inside, the dinosaurs haven't gotten past their juvenile states at the moment, and really, I don't want to put our babies here into the firing line until they are fully grown, just because they're going to be too vulnerable otherwise. Other than that, things are just generally cleaner in here, other than the 19 logs that we've got on the ground. Yeah, we are also missing the anvil from there now, so we might have to look at doing all of our crafting down at the workshop. So, thinking about this, I believe it would make sense to start to try and transition some of our things over to here, like get all of our tools to that point, and yeah, just go from there. So we're going to do some organizing first of all, after we get a bite to eat, that is. Well, a fair amount of organizing has gone down there. Pretty much everything has been shifted out other than just weapons and clothing / armor. Everything else is either in the storage house or it is over here at our forge. We have a whole heap of hematite there. This still needs to get processed as well. So that is going to be a tomorrow job. For now, we need to sleep, and well, there's a possibility that we might want to try and move this lamp, the battery, and the power setup over there, because we won't be crafting as much inside here. This is going to be a home. It's going to be where Hilma sleeps. Doesn't have to be somewhere that she works all the time now. But for the moment, let us rest. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ramshackle's going to be busy for a season and a week. So we're looking at like 37 days before Ramshackle is done with all of that charcoal. I might have overestimated how much was going to get done there. We can potentially do an emergency recall. Okay, but they need to be gone for at least 24 hours. I don't know if we would get any resources back, but we can't have Ramshackle just be working for a month on making charcoal. Yeah, all resources will be lost and no work will be done. Sure. Okay. So we'll probably wait until Arturo is back and we'll call Ramshackle back from that job. But for now, we are going to go over towards our forge and, well, we have so much work to do with this thing. So I think the very first thing that we want to try and get done is we want to process all of that hematite. And I'm also just thinking we are down a person at the moment. I did have them kind of helping us just sort things out, so wherever he is, it's Ed Thacker, I believe. Wherever Ed is, he's probably just fallen asleep, although we don't see him right now. Let's track down Ed and then we'll get to forging. Ah, here he is, just asleep. Hey Ed, gonna need you to wake up. Let's go. And you know what? Let's see if we can maybe drag this chair out with us. At least this way we have a little bit more comfort for Hilma, although we're gonna have to go all the way around, I think. Oh, we can probably just pick it up though, right? Or not, that's fine. Okay, Hilma's managed to successfully get the chair on over here. Let's see if we actually have everything we need to make these chunks of steel. Well, we actually have everything we need to make the steel drums, or close to. We're gonna have to bring across, oh no, we're gonna need charges is what we need. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more charcoal. All right, well we know that is totally doable, and we do have our charcoal kiln down here. Might just be worth us putting a custom pile for splintered wood there, and we're just going to keep on filling this thing up and lighting it. Okay, so let's have a look at doing that. And we do have a few custom zones going already, but we're going to make a new one. So loot custom is what we're looking for, and we're just going to try splint, which I know will give us the splints as well, but that's fine. At least this should work out. And we'll just put it on that square there, just next to it. After that's done, let's see if we can sort out some loot. Okay. And one of the easier ways to do this is just ask them to assist us with this by doing menial labor. Now let's see. All right, they're off and they are moving about, and we can do the same. All right, that's looks like that's done. How many we got there? Only 127. So there should be a lot more. Unless it's being used by a certain crafting project. Nope, it's definitely here. Yeah, 2,000 splintered wood. We're going to take that, thank you. Oh, and I think it just destroyed some of it in the process of moving it. There was an error that occurred. So we did lose a fair amount. That's okay, I suppose. Let's see if we can just do a sort out with this. Well, we can. As you can see, it is working. It just takes a long ass while. Oh, and there we have 4,000 things of splintered wood. So yeah, it looks like it kind of worked out for us. So next up, we're going to want to try and put this into the charcoal kiln. How much can go in here? Okay, $4.99. We've got it locked. We've got it loaded. Let's fire that kiln. Done. Okay, feel good about that. And, well, I'm going to duck back inside, get us some water, and then we're going to see if we can get a smelting. If we do need charcoal temporarily, we can always just go and take some from the mound of dirt that is up here. I see. Which means that we're probably keeping charcoal in here or over here. No. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, let's wield that and we're going to take it down to the forge. Get that locked and loaded. Excellent. We should be looking a lot better there now. All right. Steel time. What we are wanting to make is none of those things there. Of course, because there is another component that goes into it, which is the limestone or the limestone shards. And we have those. I believe they're either going to be back inside here, just down the bottom, or in our storage pile, so I'm going to go and gather. All right, we've got about 5,000 limestone here that we're just going to drag on over with the others, and we'll just keep that next to us for the time being. Okay, time to get to work. And there it is. Okay, so we're going to save a fair amount of time here by doing this bulk, and we can do it all really quick here. That's going to be 21 lumps of steel. Let's get it made. And as we can see, we're getting assisted the entire time, which is great. And now we have lumps and chunks of steel, which have been placed on the table. We're tired. That's fine. We've been working very, very hard lately. Oh, and you know what? We could also take 500 of the splintered wood and take it up to our other charcoal kiln. I think we're going to do that. Let's load this thing on up and oh, we've already got 2,000 charcoal that's just chilling out there. There we go. All nice and fired. Oh boy, 82 lumps of steel and 53 chunks of steel. That's the kind of stuff that we are going to need to be able to make the excessive amount of materials that this blacksmith requires. So let's see exactly what we're after. The steel drums, we should make those. We do need to make at least 2 other anvils. And that is a project that they can get started on now. Whoa, that's a lot of lumps of steel, huh? Phew. Yeah, we'll come back to that one after we've made everything else, I think. So, a 200 steel drum, 100. We need the welding rods. We need 24 pipes. And all the sheet metal that comes afterwards. So, I think drums first of all. I'm sorry, what? Okay, just jumped in here to have a look at recipes, and somehow we've unlocked the ability to be able to make a 50 caliber rifle. I don't know how. It requires, obviously, a gun already, but yeah, it's just interesting that that is in there, that Hilma has somehow gone, you know what? I think I'd know how to make a 50 cal. You know, from a Browning, but yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at some drums, and we can make them. Well, very nearly. It looks like we are going to need to put some more charges into the rock forge, but that'll be okay. Maybe we just start with the 100 litre one, 4 hours and 24 minutes. We'll start crafting, and we'll use those lumps. And pretty quickly, we're out of charge, so we'll go and refuel this rock forge with 2,000 charcoal. Right now, we're not getting assisted with the crafting. They're watching, but that does mean that they should theoretically be learning from this process. And bam, just like that, we have ourselves a 100 litre steel drum. We're going to knock back some of our smoked meat, drink some of our nice clean water as well. And we're tired, we're weary, but we still have a little bit of energy left, so I think I would like to have a look at making that 200 litre one. And we're starting to slow down a lot now. At extreme weariness, we don't really want to continue working on anything like that. And look at this. We can see that we are protected from the rain here. So this area is fully roofed. We're safe. Well, safe from the rain, not safe from the elements. It's still going to be more than a little warm in here. We can't actually tell what time of day it is until we poke our head back outside, and we can see that it is the evening. I'm hoping that Arturo will be back soon so that we can do our emergency recall. 12 hours still. Okay, so it's going to be tomorrow that we end up getting him back. So for now, we're going to head back inside, have some dinner, and maybe just have an early night. Something else that I just noticed is that we do have eggs here. So we've managed to collect a whole heap of dinosaur eggs from this lot here, our tamed dinos. I think I just want to release them downstairs, because the way I look at it, we will just be able to slaughter them for a lot of meat. Like even the juveniles, even like the little Pachyrhinosaurus and all the rest, we can get a lot from them. However, there are some carnivores in this, like the Allosaurus, which, maybe we don't. We've already got, I guess, a bit of a breeding program going on downstairs. Maybe we don't want to exacerbate that. I think the Pandaceratopses and the Pachyrhinosauruses we will take downstairs to have those hatch. Okay, they're all spread out now. And Hilma, we are going to have ourselves an early night, I think. It is the morning, it's a nice, fresh day. We're gonna get underway. Okay, oh boy, that is our 200 litre steel drum made. Right, we are gonna head on over and see what we are gonna get to constructing next. And excellent, Arturo is back, so we'll let him return with a large amount of logs for us. Yeah, he's been very, very busy, and obviously the time is taken into account for like how long it takes to haul all of these logs back here. We're gonna let him rest for a moment or two. Once he's ready, he is going to be heading back out again to cut logs, and that, of course, is going to be up here. But now we have options to what we want to kind of get to next. I'm pretty sure we can only make the sheet metal, and then we have to cut that up into the smaller metal sheets. So we're going to need at least 6 just standard sheets of metal. I think it's probably going to be worthwhile having a look at that, but at the same time, we could use the lumps and get the anvil making underway. I think that's going to be worth it. And we can't ask for 2. We don't have the resources to do it. We're going to send it to Gerald. His industry is high at the moment, so get to work. And I don't know how long it's going to take you to smith that. 4 hours. That's actually not that bad. We are going to need some more steel before all of this is done, though, I think. Yes, Ramshackle is still at the top. Right, before we should have done the emergency recoil before. Yeah, I guess we'll let Gerald just finish then. That's okay. And there's Arturo. Okay, you're looking happy, you're looking healthy. My lad, time to head back out there again. Oh, and something that I think I want to try and do with these two, they've both got like 6 fabrication. We want to try and see if we can get their survival skill a little bit higher so that we can make that well. So before we get into making more stuff, we will do a training seminar. We are going to do it for survival, and we're going to teach both of them. There we go. Hop to it. And these seminars do seem to take a fair while, and they actually take a bit out of us, but we got it done in the end. Let's just check in with Lysandra and see how she's at, or rather see what she is at in terms of that survival skill. Okay, 3. I think we need to have that be 4 for us to be good to make the well. And Ed has a survival skill of 2. Okay, so it's probably going to be Lysandra that ends up doing that for us, I think. Sorry, I lied. It's the root cellar that we are looking at making, and it is survival 4. Okay, so a little while longer for Lysandra, I think. Oh, and you know what? Let's check on the charcoal. Good, that's 3,000 charcoal that we've just got from that there. We're going to get that locked and loaded right away again and fire it on up. So, sheet metal. Yeah, that is what we are looking for. 5 hours and 5 minutes, and there's no way to make this faster. Oh boy. And it looks like the rock forge is out of charges yet again. Okay, man, we are burning through that charcoal. But it's okay, we are replacing it pretty quickly at the same time. Sheet metal, okay. And we can actually make the small metal sheets just as they are. That's good to know. Okay, well, we want to have 6 of these. We can make 6, and I'm tempted just to batch craft it just so we can keep track of it nice and easy. It's going to use 36 lumps of steel. Okay. It looks like we're already, we're at extreme weariness, so we're going to stop crafting that right away. Check on the time of day. It is early evening. We are very hungry. We want to try and sort out our food situation. I want to try and get some more meat smoking. Or alternatively, we could just have a look at making some nice soups. We've got a lot of dehydrated vegetables that we'd be able to use that for, and we've got some eggs that we're not doing anything with right now. So I think we probably want to try and take some charcoal in with us. Let's go wield a whole heap of that, as we're going to use that on our smoker inside. We'll get a little bit of light going on, and let's load this thing up. We'll just put 500 in for now. We'll just hold on to the rest. Oh, of course, our pots. Our pots are not here. That is something that we'll need to grab. Okay, I'll grab the pots, and then we're going to have to make a whole heap of broth before we can even make just a plain vegetable soup. We've made like a vegetable noodle soup at the moment, and it's very, very basic, and it's not even that high in calories, but I think it's nice. It's a nice change for us. I think we're going to go back to the tried and true method of pies though. Vegetable pies all around, and with some nice new pies. I think that's where we're going to call it for the day. The sun has actually set outside, so that works out for us. Let's have a rest, or alternatively has enough time passed. Gerald is done. And look at that. We got an anvil. A whole ass anvil. Well done, Gerald. And I also just realized that we did send out Arturo again before we got Ramshackle back. I think we're just going to emergency recoil them now. Oh, which just got us Ramshackle back. Good. I didn't read it properly. So Arturo is going to hang out there just fine. And in the future, if we do any jobs where we're going to be making charcoal, for example, we won't do it 77 times because it takes 5 hours to do 1 of these. So let's just say 2 for now. This is batch crafting it, and now it's asking us what we want to do it with. Splintered wood, thank you. And let's send Ed for now. Okay, all right, let's let's just wait a moment because we're going to have someone pop in just a second. There they are. Okay, hello, hello. Let's get some sleep, or try to at least. And we wake up because we hear Gerald shouting. That's not true. This is why we have noise-cancelling headgear. Back to sleep we go. Alright, first things first this morning, we are going to do a training seminar yet again for survival. That is a skill that I want to try and get up on pretty much everyone that's here. Now, if we remember yesterday, I think Lysandra was at about 33, possibly. Let's see where we're at now for survival. 24% on survival 3. Okay. Interesting. Keep our eye on that. We didn't have a look at you though, did we, Gerald? Where are you at? Survival 2. Yeah, no good. Right, so we're going to get back to our crafting project, this in-progress metal sheet. And yeah, no one's good enough to actually help us with it. That's fine. They will learn. We're going to stop at around about 20% here. We're going to have something to eat, something to drink, and I think we'll just lie down. Yeah, just go prone on the chair here, and we're just going to wait. Just to try and get back a little bit of our wariness. That'll have to do. And then back to it. Oh, this is very slow going, let me tell you. The sun has set yet again. We got to 28% on these metal sheets. Well, let's just go have dinner and relax. Call it a day. Oh, okay. Arturo's already done. And so is Ed, with all the charcoal, supposedly. Well, I think what we're going to do, before we go to sleep actually, is just take this anvil out to where it needs to go. Actually, right now, what we need to do is just go and chuck it in down here. And we might even be able to get away with our other anvil that's up here, because this anvil isn't actually meant to be here at the moment. So we have the 2 anvils that we need. That's really good news. We'll just remove it when we need to do the upgrade. But right, we need to recover our people first. So heading on over here, let's go recover Arturo, who comes back with even more logs. Brilliant, love to see it. And Ed, let's get you back from smithing. Okay, how does that look in terms of charcoal, huh? 1300, okay, that's pretty good. We should also just check the kiln as well. So I think something useful and something that I will try to remember to do is just put them on menial labor whenever we come over here so they can sort out the stuff that's just hanging out by this. But seeing as Arturo is back, we are going to be sending him out pretty much right away again. Back to that same spot. Do what you do. And as for the others, they will have their chances to rest. But we pretty much almost always need these base resources. So wooden beams and wooden panels. So I think we're going to set up a batch craft for this. Looks like we can only do 2 at the moment. So Ramshackle, you can go and do that for us. And then these beams, which is cutting logs. We're going to say 10. That's going to be a pretty big job, but we're going to leave that to Lysandra, which means that, no, actually, you know what? Give it to Gerald. That way we can just sleep easy. Lysandra, you can hang out with us. Or rather, before you do, menial labor thanks. Off you go. And she is going to start to sort out all of those resources that are over there, which is great. Oh, we still had Ed. Okay, well, Ed, you get to hang out with us as well. And look at that. Even more charcoal. Not a problem here. Right, time for us to head back in. Get some sleep. You know what we should do is powder these eggs, rather than just have them go to waste. The carnivorous ones we are going to go ahead and powder. We'll start off with the Allosaurus, and then we'll do the Cyats. Gerald has arrived back with a whole heap of beams this morning. Good on you, Gerald. Or rather, wooden panels. We'll send Gerald straight back into doing that. As for our team here, we're going to start off with our morning seminar. I think before we do anything though, let's just talk to Lysandra, see where she is at. 24 survival. So let's do the seminar. And I think we're just going to focus on her this time, as maybe just teaching one person takes less time. Okay, alright, that didn't seem to take as long. Let's have a look and see where she's at. 30. Man, it is an incredibly slow process to do that. But we could try and craft some other things that actually use survival. But really, boy. I guess as long as it is something that is survival 3, it should help improve her skill. So, I mean, we could carve another bone flute. It takes an hour, so that would be a fair amount of time that she could assist us with that, maybe. Although in saying that, they only assist us when we're batch crafting. Then again, we don't need to batch craft, she just needs to actually see us making it. It isn't a priority for me to get her to level up, but I think once we've got most of this extra crafting stuff done, it is something that I'm going to consider. The main thing they can do right now is just help us with the sheet metal, which they can't. I think they only tend to help if we do actually get bonuses from batch crafting. Or, you know, maybe this is just outside of their range of things that they can do. Wow, as soon as we get down to like very wary and even extremely wary, it just slows down so quickly. We're actually famished now at this stage. We're going to put that away. We're going to eat all of our vegetable pies, not all, but, you know, a fair few of them. And we're actually underweight at the moment, so we are going to have to start to eat a little bit more. Maybe supplement with some of the lard that's back inside. I'd be okay with us doing that. We're not tired yet, and it's really not that... Oh, I guess it is evening. Yeah, these sheets, they take a long-ass time. Oh, before we go back inside, we're going to make sure that we do the nightly ritual of taking the charcoal out and reloading it. Locked and loaded. Well, this morning we're producing a large amount of broth because I think I do want to go in the soup direction. I want to have a look and see what we can work on. Oh, the egg soup. And we can actually make a lot of egg soup. The calories do vary. Let's hope it works out all right for us. We're using our powdered eggs to make this. We'll just pour that back into a large clay pot, which I think is over here. Let's go see what that's looking like. Actually, you know what? Let's just eat our pies to begin with. And there it is, at 82 calories. That's a terrible soup. Well, we can use it to hydrate ourselves a little bit. Tiny amounts. Still, we can make do with that. We're going to pour that into, well, this clay pot that we're holding onto at the moment. And we'll just drink that throughout the day. Okay, we managed to get to 70% on our metal sheets today, which I feel like is better. It is taking a while because it's a big project. There are multiple sheets that are going into it. Except it is the afternoon and we're extremely weary. We might just try and have a little bit of a lie down and see if we can get some more energy out of the day. It doesn't seem to matter how long you wait for. Once you are extremely weary, it's just gonna... Well, actually saying that, we did... Oh, well, we did go to very weary. Something's crawling out of the goose egg. In here? Okay, we got a goose around somewhere. Nice, good to know. We are tired now though, so maybe we should just call it a day. Oh boy, and you know what? It is summer now. It is actually summer. Let's get everybody to wake up, put on a little makeup, and we are gonna have to try and see if we can get them doing some planting outside. It does work like a construction task, so we could tell them to just work on constructions nearby. They will need the seed to do it, however, and I think as long as we can kind of leave them close by, that should work out. I guess we'll see. For now, let's have some of the soup and a look at heading on out. Completed the assigned task. Okay. Trying to give them jobs at the moment. Please do some farming work. Give that a go. Ed, you gonna be able to do any of that? Oh, right. Okay, the game is thinking currently. And he completed the task. Okay, so I think we're probably going to have to hand out seeds here, or maybe even just starting close to them will help. Let's give buckwheat a go. Now that I think about it, the only person that actually has a pack is currently working. And he won't be done for another 4 hours. Okay, well, we'll look at that when the time comes to it. For now, we're just going to continue doing our thing. As much as I want to keep working on the sheet metal at the moment, we do have to deal with our hunger and our thirst. The first thing for the first is grabbing some water from downstairs and getting it on the boil. So taking a large clay pot, we're going to do exactly that. With a log in hand, we're going to get that fire fueled. All right, well, that's that. Next comes food. We're going to need more meat and more fat. Ideally, I'd like to make a lot more pemmican, which means that we're going to have to smoke some meat. Also does mean that we are going to need to butcher another creature. And for that, we will be heading it downstairs, I think. So what is going to be best for that? Well, the pike isn't a terrible option. We do have our flintlocks on our back. We have the quarterstaff as well. So we have backups, and we have some friends that are with us as well. We probably don't need to leave the light on up here. There we go. It's going to be far too warm up here anyway. Oh, we do have a friendly little ear raptor that's just hanging out here for now. I want to see if anything else has hatched semi-recently down here. That's a friendly ear raptor. We've got an ear raptor egg, so there could be other ear raptors down here. We're going to turn on our lantern just so we can kind of see what's going on. Oh boy. That's a friendly Appalachiosaurus and a friendly Cyats as well. And then there's Leanne. Okay, so we're just going to navigate past you all. It's kind of terrifying when you first walk down here. And there's Drom, still hanging out down here. Okay, is that another Drom? No, that's just Drom. Okay, I gotten confused for a moment there. We don't actually have any others that have hatched as of yet, so I'm kind of thinking we might want to go with one of the Eoraptors, or alternatively, we do have a Pachyrhinosaurus outside. A juvenile. I think that's the one that we're going to go for. Now, obviously, we want to make sure that we don't injure our friends in this endeavor. So I'm tempted to just tell them to kind of hang back for now. Yeah, I'm going to tell you both to just guard. Everyone, guard. Just wait there, please. Don't run to our aid. And yeah, it's a friendly Ceratopsian. It is a juvenile, and it's tied up currently. So yeah, I think we can strike it from all the way over here. Now there is a way to force an attack into a square. I'm just trying to remember what that is. Well, honestly, can't find it. Can't find it. So I think what we're going to have to do is get close first of all and attack. All right, we struck it, and I feel terrible. We're going to move back. It's still friendly. Oh, I feel so bad. But this is why we were raising them, though. A critical. We're going to make this as fast as we can. And, oh, man. It's heavily bleeding, but it's barely taken any damage here. We've attacked it like many, many times now. It's, doesn't have much left. All right. And I'm sure, actually, it didn't affect our morale, surprisingly enough. Rather surprised by that. Okay, you, I'm going to call out to the others. We could do with their assistance. Follow me. Okay. Yeah, a lot of work. We're going to drop the pike off, and we're going to get to work on this thing. It is going to be a full butcher. Geez, we're getting hungry real fast at the moment, but we managed to get everything that we need from that. Many, many chunks of meat and a whole lot of fat for us to process too. So we need to get these loaded up with charcoal, and we need to get that meat a-smokin'. Okay, 3,000 charcoal right there. That's a really good start. So we'll leave the charcoal for a moment. I think we'll just focus on the meat and then see how much we're going to need for a full load in each of them. As we're looking at a lot of meat from that. Yeah. Okay, so after all of that, we've only got 171 meat left over. We're going to start to reload each of these, or rather see how much we need. We need 500 charges of charcoal per each of the racks. So 500 into each of them. Okay, that's all the charcoal for now. We just need 1,500 to finish it, which is easy enough to do with a pile as big as this. There we go. And now we can get all of this fired. That's a lot of smoke. That's a lot of smoke. So much so that I'm probably going to want to get Samo out of there. Yeah, oh damn it. We're going to have to get completely smoked out here. All right, we're going to untie Samo. We are leading him. Let's lead him out of the smoke. Just over here. There you go. Good boy. All right, so it's going to take a while for all of that to work. Catch our breath back. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. And next up is going to be processing all of the fat that we've got there. So we're going to go and drag what we can of that inside. you know, we're going to take the bone in there as well. We also have a pretty sizable amount of rawhide, which we're going to bring in. And processing that isn't super high on our list of things to do, but we'll consider it. And the water isn't done yet, so we're just going to have to leave that for the time being. But that fat, we can start to get processed. First of all, into lard, which is going to give us a lot of crackling as a byproduct. And in terms of the time we want to spend on this, maybe we'll just do 20 to start with. Okay, well, that's a lot. It looks like the water is done as well, which is good. We were starting to get quite warm there. That's why we are dehydrated. We're going to go and knock that back first of all. And then it's going to be back on that lard train for a little bit. Delicious. We've got crackling as well, which is really nice. But yeah, that's a good starting point for us. We are going to take that lard. We're going to mix it with the dehydrated vegetables that we've got. And once that meat is smoked, we are going to make ourselves some delicious, delicious pemmican. Right, now that all of that is going on, we can head on back out here and continue with our work. Okay, we've got Gerald back at this point. I want to try and see if we can do a quick trade with him. These buckwheat seeds we're going to give to you. And then we'll see if you can do any farming with that. So please do some farming work, and let's hope that you... Oh, it actually looks like he's going to do it. Yay? Nay? Maybe. And... oh, you planted... one thing is trying to find the necessary items to do his job. Picks up strawberry seeds. I mean, he is actually doing it. He is making this work. Wow, this is great. Look at this. It's just bloody working. I'm so unreasonably happy with this. Because he's just going to keep on doing that while we are doing our own thing. And speaking of our own thing, we are a little warm at the moment. Like, quite warm. It is summer now. Proper summer. So we can probably try and like reduce that. We are going to take off the fur boots. Well, it's more just like fur wrapped around our feet. We don't have any socks on at the moment. That's okay. We can probably take off this fur scarf, as well as the glove liners that we've got. We don't really need to have anything on our hands right now. Now it's just our arms and our torso. Well, we got the long sleeve shirt on. We can probably just take that off for the time being. Yeah, we won't have much else going on then, I think. Yep, nope, just our backpack, tool belt, and our shotguns. Okay, well, it is summertime. We are rather warm. We can work with that for now. All the while that we're working here, we can hear Gerald planting all these seeds for us like an absolute bloody legend. We are extremely wary now, so I don't think we're going to be able to get much else done. And it sounds like Gerald is done. I am so impressed with you. You've done a great job today, buddy. You really, really have. All right, we're going to have some more crackling because we've had a lot of calories today, like a ridiculous amount. Yeah, we need to make sure that we are keeping that weight up as much as possible. And with the amount of stuff that we've got planted now, that's great. We can go beyond this, though. We can really expand this farm out, as I think we still have the seeds to make that work. Regardless though, I am happy with the progress that we've made. 87% on those though. I want to at least get that done before the end of today's episode, but you can see now why things are so grindy. Oh, and the good news that we have here. Oh, hey guys, are you sleeping in here? I think you were. Well, pop on back outside. We're going to remove all of our food from the racks. That's a fair amount of smoked meat that we've got there. Okay, let's get that all together. Have that just to the side for now. And you know what? We will get some more meat loaded in. Okay, so for this, we're not going to need all that much really. But again, I think 1,500 would do. Oh, and before we leave, let's sort this out. Get it going again. Fire that sucker up. And those three are now lit. Let's get out of that smoke. And let's head inside. Okay, so there is actually an option to do a meat-only pemmican, but we're not going to do that. We want to make a whole heap of this stuff here. That's going to give us 52 portions. It's only going to take us 2 hours to do it. We are extremely wary though, so we will keep that in mind. And we'll use that nice fresh lard for extra calories. Oh, and we were immediately tired, so this will be a tomorrow job. Oh, good morning. We've got that pemmican done, at least the first lot of it done, which is good. We want to go and process the rest of the fat that's there into lard though. It looks like we figured something else out. Vodka wort. Oh, good to know. gosh, some vodka. That would be nice. For now, though, it is lard. Lard all the way down. You know what? We could spend the entire day processing it. It's going to be worth it in the long run. And at this stage, we are halfway through. Thankfully, this isn't actually very intensive, so we might be able to do some extra work at the end of the day. We're just smashing back our crackling. I have to say, we're looking pretty good on the charcoal front at the moment. Like, very, very good. But we're going to make sure that we keep on getting more. The reason I came here is because we're on like 90% on that recipe. But we need some more charcoal, so we're just going to take 1,000. And that should be enough to finish off this lard. Or at least, this lot of lard. Oh boy. That's a hefty amount of the stuff, 150 of it in there. We're going to keep on smashing back the crackling as well, making sure that we are overeating as much as we can. Our weight is normal. I still keep on getting messages that we need to eat more calorie-dense food, which is wild. I mean, generally I find if I eat 50 pieces of crackling in a day, it does affect my diet. That's just me. Maybe Hilma's built different. Actually, we know that she's built different. Honestly, I think we just finish this off. It's another 5 hours. We probably won't be able to finish it today, but it's going to leave us with 23 pieces of fat left over. We could always just turn that into tallow. But surprisingly enough, it looks like we are actually going to get that done today. That's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. We've processed so much fat, and we have a ridiculous amount of crackling. So for the next week, we're going to be eating nothing but crackling, because it lasts for a week. Yeah, so much. And the rest of the stuff we're going to make is just straight up tallow. Done and dusted. Right, well somehow, I was going to say somehow we still have some more time left today. Doesn't look like we do, but we aren't feeling weary, so I think we're just going to pop outside and see if we can do a little bit of extra work on the metal sheet. We're just going to have to use our clay lantern to see by tonight. And I don't think we're going to be able to get much done on this, but like I said, I'd really like to finish this off in today's episode. We are feeling tired. We're at 96%. Tomorrow morning, we will finish that off. Well, good morning, good morning. We're starting our day off with a lot of crackling. There we go. And some nice clean water to try and wash that all down. Everything else we're going to go and chuck into our root cellar. And of course, we will have more meat out here that we need to have a look at too. Which I suppose I should probably do before the next episode, otherwise I will forget about it. There we go. We'll make sure that we drag that back inside when we are all done. Here we go. Only 4% left on this thing. Let's get these damn sheets made. And there we go. There we are. The metal sheets that we need. Okay, so we're going to pop on over here and just double check that we're looking all good. We can also call back Arturo, which we're going to do, and then yet again, send him out right away. And he's actually done it. He's cleared that path entirely. So now we can start him on that path. It's a little closer to begin with. He should be rather happy with that. Off you go, lad. Well, next up comes these small metal sheets. Apparently we've got 7 of them just hanging out. So there's only 5 more that we need to make. After that, we have a lot of pipes that we need to make. We actually do need to keep one of those pipes. So all up, we're going to be looking at 23. And then there's the welding wire and the blazing rods, which I have no idea how difficult they are to craft. Okay, well, let's have a look at that before we finish, eh? Welding wire, welding rods. It looks like we need an anvil. That makes sense. We need a forge, a wire drawing machine, electrolysis kit. Okay, so maybe not the welding wire. Welding rod? Yeah, it just needs the base camp forge. We need to have our tongs and stuff like that close by. The crucible, which is up there. And then scrap metal, flour, which, yeah, we've got a fair amount of paper as well. Limestone, we're good in that department. And then bone glue, or plastic chunks. Plastic chunks are rarer, so we're probably just going to end up making a lot of bone glue. That's totally doable. Only takes 15 minutes for us to make it as well. So I think we're going to be good. In the next episode, we are going to continue on. We're going to make the last of those metal sheets, and then we're going to have a fully functional forge. Well, that's my assumption. I am hoping that is the case. And I'm also hoping that you enjoyed today's episode. Apologies that it's been so long since the last episode, but as you can see from what happened in today's episode, even once we've got a fair amount of the stuff constructed, it still takes us a long while to be able to do anything. We're on day 3 of summer now. Since we started this whole project, a lot of time has gone by for Hilma. But Camp Hope, it grows, and we hold on to that hope. The 6 residents here hope that Sync will return. With every day that passes, that seems less and less likely. As always, Hilma keeps her eyes towards the woods. She knows what's out there, that the enemy is waiting. But as of yet, she is unaware of those that work behind the scenes. Right, well, you know how this goes. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. For now, I have been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay